So let's just see how we can implement the max priority queue using one array. So this is a priority queue. You can see each item has the value and the priority. Now in case of the max priority queue, we remove the item with the highest priority. So here the item 3 has the highest priority of 5. That means this item will be removed first from the max priority queue. So in a max priority queue, we have the operations like we can perform the enqueue operation. That means we can add new item at the end of the list. Like an example, we can add a new item at the end of the list, and the item will have its value like 40, and the item will have its priority. Like an example, it can have the priority of 4. So this enqueue operation has the complexity of 1 because we can simply add a new item at the end of the list. Similarly, also we have the dequeue operation. Dequeue means we remove the item with the highest priority. So that means we have to look in the list for the highest priority item, and then we can remove that from the max priority queue. So because of this, it has the complexity of O(n). And also we have the peek operation. So the peek operation means we return the value of the highest priority items. So that means we just simply return the value of this item without removing this item. So let's just see how we can implement the max priority queue with all of these operations using one array. So first of all, we have to define each of these single items. So we can define these items with the help of the structure. So here we are using the structure. So in the structure, we're gonna have the value of each item and the priority of that item. And then we can create this priority queue type array with the defined size. So that means this array can hold all of these items of the priority queue. And also we need one size. So the size will keep track of the number of items that we have in our max priority queue. So this is the way we can define each of these individual items. So let's just see how we can perform this enqueue operation. So here is the function to perform the enqueue operation. So enqueue means simply we add an item at the end of the priority queue. So here we're gonna pass the value of the new item and the priority of this new item. So first of all, we're gonna check if the size is equal to the max size of the array. So if the size of our priority queue, if that is equal to the max size of the array, that means our queue is full. So that means we cannot add any more elements. So we're just gonna simply return. Otherwise, if we have the space, then we're gonna set the value of this new item, and also we're gonna set the priority of this new item. And then because we have added a new item to the list, so we're gonna increase the size of the priority queue. So the size is just to keep track of the number of items that we have in the priority queue. So this is the definition of each individual item. This is to perform the enqueue operation. So let's just see how we can perform the dequeue operation. So this is the function to perform the dequeue operation. So here is our dequeue function. So first of all, we're gonna check if the size of the priority queue is 0, that means our queue is empty. So we cannot remove any elements. So we're simply going to return. Otherwise, we're gonna search in our priority queue and we're gonna search for the item with the highest priority. So here we're using the loop to find the max priority item. So first of all, we're gonna consider that the first item has the maximum priority. So we're setting this max priority index at 0, and then every iteration of the loop, we're gonna compare the priority with each item. So if we found any item has maximum priority, then the current item, then we're gonna update the max priority index to that particular index. So we were initially considering this item has the highest priority. Now we're gonna compare with the next item. So because it does not have the highest priority, so we're not going to update. So this way we'll continue to compare with each item, and we're gonna update if we found any item with the maximum priority. So at the end of this loop, our index will be pointing to this third item, and then we're gonna get the max priority index value. So the max value will be the value 30. That means we got the item with the maximum priority, so we're gonna remove this. So after removal of this item, we have to shift all the items after that. So here we have to shift all the elements to the left. So that means the elements after that will be shifted to the left position. So here we're gonna use the loop. So the loop will continue from the max priority index till the last item of the array. And in each iteration, we're gonna shift the I plus 1th item to the previous position. So because we have removed one item from the priority queue, so we have to reduce the size of the priority queue. And then we have to return the maximum value that we have got. That means we're gonna return this value 30. And this is the way we can perform this dequeue operation. So let's just see how we can perform this pick operation. So here is the function to perform the pick operation. So in pick operation, we just simply return the value of the max priority queue without removing that item. So first of all, we're gonna check if the size of the queue is 0. That means our queue is empty. So in that case, we're just gonna simply return. Otherwise, we're gonna loop through that priority queue and we're gonna look for the item with the maximum priority. So initially, we're gonna consider that the first item has the highest priority. So initially, we're considering that the first item has the maximum priority. Then we're gonna use the loop and we're gonna update this max priority index. So at the end of the loop, the max priority index will be pointing to the item with the maximum priority. And after that, we're just gonna simply return the value of the max priority item. That means we're gonna return the value 40. So we're just gonna simply return the value of this item without removing this item. So here we have the code for the max priority queue. So here we have the enqueue operation, we have the dequeue operation, and also we have the pick operation. So in the main method, let's just enqueue some items. So we're gonna enqueue. So first of all, let's just enqueue the item with the value 10 and priority 3. So the value will be 10 and the priority is 3. Similarly, let's just enqueue the item with the value 20 and the priority 1. So the 20 and the priority 1. So here we have enqueued all the items of the priority queue. Now we can perform the pick operation. So we have to call the pick function. So the pick function will return the value of the item with the maximum priority. So we should get the value as 30. So here we are getting the output as 30. Let's just see how we can perform the dequeue operation. So we have to call the dequeue function. So currently we have the item with the highest priority as 5. So this item will be removed and the value 30 will be returned. So you can see we have dequeued the item with the value 30. Now again, if we perform the dequeue, so this time because this item will be removed, so next we have the item with the priority 4. So this time we should get the value as 40. So you can see here we have the output as 40. So this way we can implement our max priority queue with the help of one array. So hope you understand the concept. See you in the next one. Take care.